Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back with a totally different kind of video than anything that I've ever done before, which is why you're getting a random shot of my part of my garden. This is a YouTube collaboration I did with some of the girls in the wax community that also have YouTube videos, and I will link all their channels below. I did a collab with Angie, Mayte, Kim, Angela, Jenny, Stacy, and me. Yeah, that's it. So this is just a Q&A. We just have some random questions that we all came up with, and we're just answering the questions basically for you guys. So all of the girls are doing this video, and they're all going to be answering the same questions. So to start right off, the first question is, when you first started buying wax, what were your scent preferences and how have they changed? When I first started, I came over from the candle community. So I started right off the bat looking for dupes. I started looking for dupes for Bath and Body Works, dupes for Yankee Candle, dupes for Lush scents, and that's kind of where I got started was with dupes. And how that's changed is now, obviously, I'll get dupes every once in a while, but I get the more original fragrances, the more original blends, other than just going for dupes that another company has done already. Number 2, you obviously collect wax. Do you have any other collections? Way too many. Currently, my main things that I focus on right now are wax and Lush. However, in the past, I've collected handbags. I still buy handbags. I've collected makeup. I've collected nail polish. I do have a small collection of planner supplies and planner stickers, and I also collect like Halloween decorations, sugar skulls, things like that. So way too many. Number 3, why don't you show your face on videos? Okay, so for me, the answer, quite honestly, is if you have seen the like BuzzFeed videos that go around that talk about the hot mess mom, that's me. I'm a hot mess. When I film, it's either early in the morning, late at night, or on a day off. And to be 100% honest, I don't have time to put on a full face of makeup to do a YouTube video, and I would feel bad about myself if I didn't and I showed my face. And maybe that's a little bit narcissistic way of thinking, but 9 times out of 10 when I'm filming, I'm in my pajamas and my bedroom slippers, my hair is up, I have no makeup on my face, and I might have a stain on my shirt. I'm a hot mess. I'm not going to show that to the world. And you guys are here for the wax anyway. You're not here to see my brows, as Angie said once, which I love. But you're not here for that. You're here for the wax. So I'm filming the wax. What piece of advice do you wish someone gave you when you were a wax newbie? Is question number 4. The main piece of advice that I would have is you don't have to buy from every vendor. And you don't have to buy a huge amount for, when your first time around. Start out small. When you're trying a new to you vendor, place a small order. You do not have to drop $500 on your very first haul from a vendor, whether it's a vendor that's super popular or not. Start out small, know what you like. Everybody's nose, all these noses are different. So allow yourself to form your own opinions. Don't necessarily have to chase after every wax like it's the last wax on earth. And you will discover your favorites, and you will discover the vendors that you keep going back to. What is your favorite and least favorite thing about the wax community? My favorite thing is the friendships. I absolutely love the friendships and the camaraderie and just interacting with other people on a daily basis who like the same things that I like. I mean, that's honestly my favorite thing. I also really love something that has been out there, but something that I'm seeing more lately, which is vendors supporting other vendors. Vendors purchasing from other vendors' restocks and not being afraid to post that they're purchasing or that they're melting something from another vendor. Those are the types of things that I really like to see. I also really like if somebody's having a hard time, if somebody's sick, if something has happened where, money needs to be raised. We have a couple of people in the wax community that always step up and form groups and form auctions and donations and different things of that nature. And then the vendors get involved and they donate their product, and that's really just awesome. I mean, I think that's what any community is about. My least favorite thing is definitely going to be the drama. I'm pretty sure that almost all of the girls are going to answer this, because it really is probably the most irritating thing, whether it be drama on restock days that somebody missed it and they're highly upset about it, or whether it be somebody getting swap lifted or somebody getting scammed. Any of that type of drama where there's all kinds of bickering back and forth in the community, that is what I don't like. So, yeah, that's what I don't like. If you could make a change to wax vendors, what would it be and why? I mean, I think the ideal, obviously, would be to be able to go onto any of the websites of any of my favorite vendors and purchase something as if it were a regular store. Is that something that's going to be realistic for every single vendor? Absolutely not. Not every vendor is going to have the time, the money, the supplies, and the resources to make that happen. So I fully realize that's not realistic, but I would love for everybody to be ready to ship and every vendor to be fully stocked like a online store. How often do you change your wax? When I am home, I will change it once in the middle of the day. Otherwise, it's literally once a day. Like, I plop it in, I go to work, I get on with my day. And I work really, really long hours. I am gone from 7 in the morning to 7 at night. And if I decide to melt in the middle of that, like after coming home, melt from like 7 to 10, then I will do that, but I will use that same wax the next night. I don't like to waste wax that I think has the potential to have a good throw for 6 hours. I don't want to waste it on a 3-hour melt time. But as a general rule, when I'm home, I will change it, put it in the morning, change it once in the middle of the day, and any other day, just once a day. Let's see. Favorite vendor. My favorite vendor is Vintage Chic Scents. I have a lot of favorite vendors. I covered all of this on Instagram last month. So if you are following me on Instagram, you got to see all of that last month along with pictures. I did like a top 10. Kirby is my number one, Vintage Chic Scents. My favorite warmer is the one that's on my Instagram all the time. The Scentsy Calavera Sugar Skull Warmer. That is my favorite warmer. Performance-wise, I really like the Glades and the Walmart mainstays, even though that gets really hot. Hot plate warmers, but as far as aesthetically, my Scentsy Bulb Calavera Sugar Skull Warmer is my number one. The first vendor I purchased from two in the same day. One of them is still in business, one of them is not. They were both Etsy shops at the time. The first order that I placed ever was Delish Candle Company. She is sadly no longer in business. The second one that I placed the order the same day is Southbound Soap Company, and she is still in business today. Why did you start doing YouTube videos? Question number 11. So the reason that I started was because I was noticing, I had been watching a lot of wax YouTube videos, watching like a lot of them, and I started to notice a little bit of a lull in people just not posting as many videos, and I kind of missed that. So I wanted to give people who were in the wax community and in YouTube somebody new to watch, basically, is why I started doing it. I thought it would be fun too. So that is why I started. What are your most favorite scent categories? Do any scents remind you of childhood? So my favorite scent categories are definitely going to be fruity bakery. I like a nice balanced fruity bakery, like a strawberry jam mixed with a vanilla, or mixed with a birthday cake. I love those. And then fresh scents. So any type of like fresh and spa, with the exception of lavender, those are going to be my go-tos. And it's getting dark. Guys, I'm sorry. It's getting dark. I will try to zip through the rest of this. Do any scents remind you of childhood? The only ones that really remind me of childhood are like French baguette, like fresh baked bread scents. And this is why. When I was a child, my mother had a bread maker. And she would bake bread all the time, like at least a couple times a week. So my house always smelled like fresh baked bread. It was amazing. And so like a French baguette or a fresh baked bread scent, those are going to be the ones that remind me of my childhood the most. And then every once in a while, a like baby powder scent will kind of trigger a memory. Certain perfumey scents will kind of trigger a memory. But the one that first came into my mind is going to be that fresh baked bread. Top 5 vendors. Okay, again, I did this on Instagram last month. It hasn't changed since last month. So Vintage Chic Scents is number 1. Rose Girls is number 2. And I do tend to lump Scoopable Tart Wax in, even though they're different companies, because they do use a lot of the same oils. So Vintage Chic Scents, Rose Girls. Number 3 is Southbound Soap Company. Number 4 is Super Tarts. And number 5 is Candles from the Keeping Room. I have had amazing customer service, interaction with the vendors, amazing performance from almost every single tart that I have melted from all of them. Who do you think are the most underrated vendors? That being said, Southbound Soap Company, very, very underrated. There's not a lot of YouTube videos about her. She doesn't have that many members of her group on Facebook. The people that do buy from her are diehards, and they do seem to love her. But there isn't a whole lot of word out about Southbound Soap Company. I'm not real sure why that is, because she is absolutely phenomenal. Never, ever, ever been disappointed with anything I've gotten from her. And her wax is some of the prettiest wax on the market. So do consider trying out Southbound, because she's amazing. Another one is Fuss Ass McGee. Her store always has something in stock. There is no mad rush to get stuff from Fuss Ass McGee. She does have like certain days that she restocks, I think. But anytime that I've wanted to go buy something, I can just go to the shop and buy something. I've never had a problem. So those are probably my top 2 like underrated vendors. And then some of the newer vendors on that are like who I would consider like the Instagram based vendors. Kitty's Confections, I've talked about her. Candy Panda Wax. Some of them are pretty well known, but they're still on the smaller side. So I would consider them to be somebody that that I think that everybody should try once. Scents you dislike. My top 3 scents that I dislike are going to be lavender, of course, honey, and gingerbread. I don't love super, super spicy. I don't love super, super cologne-y. And I don't love super, super herbal. But like my top 3 that I can't do it are going to be lavender, honey, and gingerbread. If you could only melt one scent forever, what would it be? This one's so hard. It's going to be a fresh scent. Fresh is the only thing that I think would work for like ever, ever, ever. So something like Sweeney's Barbershop. Something like All of You from Rose Girls. Something that would be like just a fresh, maybe a little bit beachy type of scent. I think those types of scents work for year round, at least for me. So that's what I would melt and be happy. How have you seen the wax world change? Well, I'll be honest, as far as the like online wax community on Facebook and stuff, I was not very active at all until like the past year. So as far as like the wax community itself, I don't really know. As far as the wax world, I think just a lot more vendors popping up. Like I feel like there's new vendors every single week. There's just new people pouring wax, which is kind of exciting. but at the same time, it's kind of mind-blowing because I'd really like to try everybody, and I don't think it's realistic that I'll ever be able to try every single vendor. So that's mainly what I've seen is you've got your big gun vendors, the ones that like everybody knows by name. If you're in the wax community, they're a household name. But then there's all of these smaller vendors that have just kind of cropped up, and I'm sure that a lot of them have just amazing product, and I can't try everybody, and so that's frustrating a little bit for me. But I think that's going to be my final answer. Sorry, that was all over the place. Number 18, do you have a dream job, past jobs you want to talk about? So honestly, my dream job is something that's not realistic. I wanted to be on Broadway when I was in high school, junior high, college. I wanted to be a professional musical theater actress. It was my major. It was my plan. I was like Rachel from Glee. And I was going to go to New York and be a sensation. And obviously it didn't happen. But like if my dream were to happen, that would probably be it. Past jobs, I think the most fun jobs that I had in my whole life, when I was in the 90s, I worked in a record store, and it was like a small record store, not a corporation, but like a small record store. So kind of like the movie from the 90s, Empire Records, you know, where you got to wear your own clothes. You didn't have to wear a uniform. Everybody got to pick their own music and everything. It was exactly like that. And I just thought I was the coolest thing. And honestly, that was probably my favorite job that I had that was like a job. I do like my job that I have now. I work in the television industry, and I do like that job. But I think that was probably the most fun that I had. You know, you're young. You're not really worried about like paying the bills too much. It's more like pocket money, and you know, mom and dad will bail me out if I need help. So you're just kind of having fun with it. So that was that one. Number 19, since you've been buying vendor wax, what's the longest you've gone without buying? Honestly, probably a month would be my longest, and that's stretching it. Maybe 3 weeks. I still have a real problem with passing up restocks from certain vendors that are my favorite vendors. I feel like I need to buy from them every time. So that's still a struggle. Do your friends and family know about your wax addiction and about your YouTube channel? Lord, yes. I can't get my family to shut up long enough for me to film a video. So yes, they do know about my YouTube channel. And little J has been in some of my videos, or at least her voice has been in some of my videos. So yes, they do know. And then obviously they know about the wax because they see the boxes. Little J loves to help me smell everything, and they're aware. As for my friends, I think my best friend knows about my YouTube channel. I know she doesn't watch it. But as far as my wax stuff, yes, she gets wax from me. I have some other friends at work that get wax from me on a regular basis. They will trade me like coffee gift cards if I bring them a bag of wax. So yes, I mean, not everybody's aware, but I do have certain people that are very aware. What is something most people don't know about you? I think, as far as like, I'm a pretty open book. I would say probably that I moved a lot as a kid. Like a lot. I moved 9 times between the time that I was in kindergarten till the time that I started as a freshman in high school. And as a freshman in high school, I went to performing arts, and so I ended up staying all 4 years and got to graduate from the same school. So that was really awesome. But before that, my childhood was just full of moving. So I've seen, you know, most of the United States at one point in time or another. Who is your current star crush? I think my all-time star crush is going to be Robert Downey Jr. And not only do I think he's super cute, but I really admire him. I admire anybody who can be like at rock bottom and pull themselves up and make a comeback like that and become a superstar. That's so rare. So I like admire him. And so he's probably my big celebrity crush. I've always kind of had a crush on Bruce Willis. He's kind of getting old now, but I've always thought he was kind of sexy. And when I was younger, like early 20s, I was really crazy for Ryan Phillippe. Not anymore, but I really, really liked him a lot. Let's see. Biggest Wax World pet peeve. The whining on restock day when you missed it. So if you're in the Facebook groups and you're interested in the restock, I feel like it's your responsibility to find out when the restock is. I've missed restocks. Everybody's missed restocks. But coming into the group and like freaking out about it, I don't think is necessary. I also don't think it's necessary to come into every Facebook group and talk about how much money you're spending on the restock or how much money you spent on the restock. Like, we all get excited to see hauls. Everybody gets excited to see a haul. And so definitely when you get your haul, share it. Share in the excitement. But I don't think it's necessary to say that, like, you're spending your rent money or something like that on wax. Whether it's true or not, it's just not a necessary thing. And also, I hate when people say they're burning wax. Guys, I love you all. It's not burning. It's melting. There's no flame. I was being serious, but I'm also being funny. Like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, obviously, but it's not burning. It's melting. What do you do besides wax? I work all the time. I work 10 to 12 hour days, and I do obviously have days off, but I also have a family. So I'm running one kid to, dance class. I'm running another one to a track meet. I'm up and down and all around, and so life is crazy. And I mean, that's basically what I do. What do I do for fun? I like to shop. I like to play around in my planner. I like to watch YouTube videos. I don't really watch a lot of TV. Don't really watch a lot of TV at all. But yeah, I mean, my life is pretty busy with just doing the day-to-day stuff. Favorite TV shows and movies. My favorite TV shows are all over. I loved Breaking Bad. I loved Glee. It was so campy and fun. I loved an old one called 6 Feet Under. Love shows like that. And movies. My favorite movies are The Nightmare Before Christmas, Kill Bill, and Fight Club, in that order. And other than that, I mean, I'm down for whatever. I like comedy. I love horror movies. And last question, would you ever consider pouring wax yourself? Like being a wax vendor? I'm going to say, as of right now, no. Would I never do it? No, I could do it. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of money and dedication and time. And I don't know that I confidently can say that I have those at this point. And also, I feel like the market's kind of saturated right now. I don't want to be just another face in the crowd. So right now, I'm going to say no. Right now, I'm going to buy the wax. I'm going to melt the wax. I'm going to enjoy the wax. Am I going to pour the wax? No. Am I ever going to pour wax? Who knows? But not right now. So that is it. That was the last question. And so far, I've watched all the girls' videos except for 2, I think, and mine's the longest. I'm looking at the timer. 24 minutes. Because I'm a talker. So I hope you guys don't hate me for that. I honestly hope you guys enjoy this. And if you don't follow the other girls, if you don't subscribe, click on their links below and go ahead and give their videos a watch. Give them a subscribe if you can. Let's all support each other. And yeah, that's it. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.